The little lion in the shape of an avocado, do you? Timmy's story didn't begin in a warm nursery. It started in the dirt of an industrial workyard. In April 2020, Melissa's father rushed home with urgent news. He had found a newborn kitten abandoned at his job site.
Hi. Oh.
When Melissa arrived, she found a creature so small, it was literally half the size of her palm. He was wet, his eyes were still tightly shut, and he was shivering in the open air. It appeared his mother had left him behind, perhaps sensing he was the runt and wouldn't be strong enough to survive the move with the rest of the litter. Melissa left food nearby and waited, hoping the mother would return for her smallest son, but the food remained untouched. She realized then that without human intervention, this kitten wouldn't make it through the night. She named him Timmy.
So this is my kitten, Timmy. I just fed him dinner, by the way. He just...
The first few weeks were a grueling masterclass in patience and responsibility. Since Timmy was only about 4 days old, Melissa had to provide around-the-clock care. There were endless nights of bottle feeding every few hours, constant worrying over heating pads and blankets, and the persistent fear that such a fragile life might slip away at any moment. Melissa credits those early days with helping her mature. Watching a tiny, helpless being blossom because of her dedication was a reward unlike any other. Over the next 3.5 months, the runt began to thrive. Timmy grew stronger, and his bright orange coat became soft and vibrant. However, by the 6-month mark, the family noticed something unusual. Timmy wasn't getting any longer.
You want your eggs? You want your eggs? You want your eggs? Here you go.
A trip to the vet provided the answer Timmy was a dwarf cat. While other cats grew in length, Timmy's energy seemed to go entirely toward his midsection. Melissa often describes him as a walking Chipotle burrito with 4 tiny legs sticking out, or a perfectly round little avocado.
I caught the baker. Working after hours. Yeah, baby, you go get those orders in.
Despite his short stature and his tendency to carry a bit of extra weight, the vets confirm that Timmy is perfectly healthy. He is simply a chunky orange boy living his best life. Because of his shape, he stays on a weight-controlled diet with an automatic feeder, though he doesn't seem to mind much as long as the affection keeps coming.
It's feeding time for Timmy.
Timmy's personality is a blend of pure, empty-headed bliss and master manipulation. He often spends his time staring into space with nothing going on in his head, perfectly content with the world as it is. But when he wants attention, he knows exactly how to get it. He'll jump onto the couch and stare intensely at Melissa until she picks him up and cradles him like a baby.
Timmy, what do cats call a nice dinner? A fancy feast.
Because he was hand-raised from such a vulnerable age, Timmy has no concept of personal space. He is incredibly mellow and just goes with the flow, whether he's rolling around on the carpet or letting his mom brush his teeth with total indifference. To Timmy, Melissa isn't just an owner. She is, quite literally, his mommy. Looking at Timmy today, a bold, joyful, and slightly stubborn orange cat, it's hard to reconcile him with the shivering, grease-stained kitten found in a workyard. He is living proof that you don't have to be the biggest or the strongest to have a magnificent life. You just have to find the right person who refuses to give up on you.
What was that? 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 Ah! What was that? What was that?
Timmy is now the heart of a 4-cat household. He spends his days being a chunky lion, a master of cuddles, and a constant reminder that love can turn the smallest soul into the center of the universe.